Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today we are going to have a little chat about what could well be not the next Psychic Awakening book, or indeed the one after that, but the one after that. Because, of course, we know what the next two are called. We've had the Greater Good, so we're going to next see Saga of the Beast, and then Engine War. The one after that looks like it could well be called War of the Spider, and this has come about due to people messing about with shipping information again, which is proving to be a very effective way of learning the titles of these books. Actually, it turns out. In fact, I think that's how Engine War was leaked as well. Someone managed to find the shipping information for that. So yeah, Psychic Awakening: War of the Spider looks like it may well be one of the upcoming books. And I'll be honest, it did take me a moment. It took me a second. For some reason, it seemed very, very specific, War of the Spider, which I suppose it shouldn't do, because when you look at things like Phoenix Rising, there was a very central theme to that, with the known Phoenix, and again, Saga of the Beast, you can get a fairly good idea as to what's going to happen there too. And with a lot of these books, there's been at least a hint as to what we might see out of them. The Greater Good, unmistakably Tau. Saga of the Beast, it can't be anything other than Space Wolves or Orcs, or Games Workshop would be off their face to do something other than that. And I mean, Engine War, we had a pretty solid guess of it being Imperial Knights versus Chaos Knights, but then it was, well, who's going to fight with them? We don't know. Although we do now, obviously. This one took me a moment, because the initial thing was War of the Spider threw me a little bit, because I kind of went straight to Eldar and Warp Spiders, which, I mean, in fairness, when it comes to the name Spider, Warp Spiders tend to come to mind pretty quickly. It's a kit that's in need of a refresh, and maybe that could be something that we see, but I don't think it's specifically referring to them. Mostly because War of the Spider kind of links it to one particular character, which is Fabius Bile, or Fabulous Bile, as he is better known. Fabulous Bile is known as the Spider, and Fabulous Bile has had quite a bit of attention over the last couple of years, I guess. We've had the books Primogenitor and Clone Lord. They're part of the Blood Angel series by James Swallow as well. He's been knocking about increasingly fairly recently, and if ever we were going to see some sort of refresh of him, Psychic Awakening seems like a decent enough time to do it. I mean, we've had characters get updated models through Psychic Awakening, and he's definitely due a fresh model. I mean, War of the Spider could well be some sort of Fabulous Bill-led Emperor's Children force, essentially doing what he usually does, which is horrendous experiments, cloning himself and all of that nonsense. He is, after all, a man of science, so clearly, like, massively fully evil, but still, you have to respect the attention to detail and the commitment of the man. To be honest, that's really all I can think that it would be. I mean, he doesn't have a great history with Harlequin / Eldar, so there could be some of that in there. I mean, actually, I don't know, maybe Harlequins could be in this one. I mean, Harlequins have yet to have any attention in Psychic Awakening. I'd be surprised if we saw Eldar again, because we've already had Eldar covered. Admittedly, it's not been like a massive thing. We did have the refresh of the Howling Banshees and Jane Zar, and we had the refresh of Drazar, and totally forgotten the name of the unit now. You know which ones I mean. There's a lot. I mean, yeah, beyond his involvement and the kind of, I guess, semi-obvious thing of Warp Spiders, it's difficult to know what else could be in here. And of course, if he's not involved, I'd be kind of surprised, because it's a little bit different with this one. I feel like War of the Spider, it's specific and it's singular. It's not referring to a group of, it's referring to a singular. So it just seems to imply to me that that's what it's going to be. The thing is, just trying to work out what else is going to be in there. And, I mean, of course, some of that relies on remembering which factions have already been covered, which is a decent chunk of them. I mean, could you say that Spider also could maybe apply to Necrons? Sort of? I mean, they've got some spidery stuff in there, but maybe that's a bit too vague, or at least maybe that extra kind of, like, adherence to the name is not necessary, because if it is based on the Spider, a character that is known as that, Would you really need to throw in a bunch of stuff that was vaguely spider-like, or would he, fit the name well enough by himself? It's a tricky one. I'm really hoping it is, though. I'm hoping it is Fabius Bile. It would make the most sense for the title, and I'm hoping that he, at the very least, gets a new model. God knows he needs it, along with so many other models, obviously. It's not like he's the only thing in 40k that needs a refresh. There's a huge amount of things that do, but it would be nice to see him get a bit of attention, and a little tiny part of me is trying very, very hard not to get excited about the prospect of, say, new Noise Marines coming out of this. I mean, if we saw some sort of box that was Emperor's Children based, that had new Noise Marines. I mean, when we saw the new Chaos Space Marine models, Games Workshop in their articles, like the Warhammer community articles, talked about how you could, combine different kits and you can make Noise Marines and all this stuff. We didn't see any of the new Chaos Space Marine models painted up as Emperor's Children. We didn't see that at all. We didn't see the Noise Marine kit being mixed with them. We saw the old Chaos Space Marine kit. They just trotted out the same squad for every photo, which at the time was like, well, maybe that's because we're going to see something. We're going to see something for them later down the line. It would be kind of nice if this is what we see. If we see a release where it is Fabius Bile getting a new model and new Noise Marines along at the same time. It wouldn't be as great as a full codex, obviously, but it would be something in between. And I can see it. I can see it happening, but I don't want to get overly excited about it in case it's not the case. But it would be nice. It would definitely be nice if that was what we saw. Thing is, I'm having trouble extending like my kind of guesswork outside of that, because I've become not fixated on it, but once you get an idea in your head and you're like, actually that makes a lot of sense, it's kind of difficult to swerve away. So that's my best guess. That's all it is. It's a guess. It's not a fact. It's not a deliverance of law. It's just, I think that seems like it makes sense to me. So the question is, what do you think it's going to be? What do you reckon War of the Spider is going to cover? Do you think we are going to see some sort of warp spidery thing? Are we going to see some sort of Necron thing? Do you think it does just refer to old Fabius Bile? And do you think they would throw a box out that's like a new Noise Marine kit and Fabius Bile versus someone else? I mean, does it even make sense that that'd be the time to do it? I'd throw it to you, because, like I say, I'm trying very hard not to get excited about the fact that it could maybe be that, even though there's absolutely no confirmation of it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video subscribe, all of that stuff. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, where you can buy stuff from there, and if you do buy from there using that link, I get something for sending you that way. You buy what you were going to buy anyway, but for cheaper, and at the end of the month, 10% of it goes to charity. So just a nice thing you can do to support the channel if you want to. It is entirely up to you. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.